Are you a content writer who wants to start copywriting? Do you know the difference between the two? Can you do both? Which one is right for you and where should you start? If you've asked yourself any of these questions, this video is for you, so keep watching. Hey guys, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is for those of you who have ever wondered, is copywriting right for me? Or should I start as a content writer instead? Can I do both? Well, the first thing I'll say is that all businesses around the world need both copy and content. These two forms of writing are not synonymous and should not be used interchangeably. Both, and yes, I'll say that again, both are incredibly important. Content creates brand loyalty and engagement, and copy creates conversions and sales. And the more brand loyalty a business has, the easier it is to sell their products and services. So you see, content and copy go hand in hand and should be part of any brand's marketing strategy. Can you do both? Yes, absolutely. However, as you become more experienced, you'll likely gravitate towards one form of writing over the other based on what you enjoy the most. While content writers and copywriters have different MOs, they both have a flair for words and the power to influence, persuade, and add massive value. I am a 100% true blue copywriter. I hardly ever write content except for my own business, unless that content is directly part of a marketing promotion or launch strategy. Now, before we continue, I want to hear from you. Which form of writing are you most interested in? Are you a content writer, a copywriter, or are you just getting started? Comment below and let me know. Now, I know a lot of copywriters who began their writing journey as a content writer or have some sort of past life as a writer, whether that be a journalist, a magazine writer, a creative writing major, a blogger, or even a researcher. And yes, this really does seem like the natural progression or path to copywriting. But I also know a great deal of copywriters who jumped straight into it from completely unrelated backgrounds like computer programming or even cosmetic dentistry. Where you start is ultimately up to you, so in this video, I'll share 5 major factors to consider in your decision, ranging from the kind of freedom you'll have to, yes, because I know you're wondering, that money, honey. And if you're new to the crew and want more tips, techniques, and tutorials from this crazy world of writing, subscribe to my channel below and make sure to ring that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Coming up next is a video you do not want to miss. I'll be sharing freelancing scams you must watch out for. All right, now let's get back to this week's video. Copywriting versus content writing. Which one is right for you? You'll want to consider these 5 factors. Number 1, the freedom. Whether you're doing a sales page or a blog post, both copywriters and content writers need to master the art of storytelling. However, given the different goals that these two roles carry, you won't share the same amount of freedom when it comes to storytelling. As I've said before, a content writer creates engagement and builds brand loyalty through writing, while a copywriter creates a conversion or a sale with their writing. A content writer can write dozens of multi-directional blog posts, articles, or long-form social captions for a brand, sometimes without even directly mentioning the name of the product. And occasionally you're actually given room to inject your own voice and personality into your writing, even if you're representing a brand. And you may even get a byline. The sky is the limit for content writers as long as your content is captivating. Copywriting, on the other hand, is one-directional, strategic, and intentional. It needs to fully embody the voice and the message of the client you're writing for, and work with a clear call to action in mind. You're expected to get creative and communicate a lot in just a few words to compel a prospect to take action in just a few seconds. And that is where a copywriter's genius lies. Number 2, the personality. So when deciding which form of writing is best for you, it's smart to not just look at the role itself, but what you as a writer enjoy the most. A content writer might get more excited by the idea of captivating the reader, educating them, and sparking conversations, while a copywriter is more motivated to get the reader to take one immediate action. They are more strategic and they stay more focused on the goal of creating a conversion. Of course, you can enjoy and care about both. In fact, my copywriter started in content writing and has a background in journalism. Back then, she really enjoyed the research, the education, and the storytelling aspects of writing personal articles, lengthy features, and educational pieces for her work. The more she was able to engage the reader with her voice and personality, the more motivated she became. At first, she wasn't really interested in persuading the reader to take a specific and immediate action. It was only when she started learning about marketing and buyer psychology that she developed a strong appreciation for copywriting, and today she actually enjoys it more than content writing. This, of course, is just one example. Not all content writers or copywriters are built the same way, but this should give you an idea of the kind of personality or motivations each type of writer has. All right, number 3, the mindset. Okay, so this is kind of a controversial topic, but it is based on my years of experience and the stories that have been shared by both copywriters and content writers in my network. One of the core differences between these two types of writers is their mindset around selling. To be a compelling copywriter, you need to have a positive belief system around sales. Are you someone who sees sales and marketing as greedy, manipulative, or dishonest? Or can you appreciate it as a mutually beneficial practice that has existed throughout the history of humanity to enable transaction, exchange, and trade? Until you have a healthy mindset around selling and marketing, you won't be able to effortlessly weave empathy, connection, and engagement into your copy, which, yes, is key if you want to remain compelling and relevant today. And yes, there are still copywriters out there that use sneaky and douchey hard sell marketing tactics with language that lacks empathy and personality. But you guys know I am so not here for that. If you've been part of my posse for a while, then you know I started this channel to rally an authentic crew of copywriters that truly want to bring more messages that matter to the masses through heart-centered copy that both connects and converts. Now, of course, I'm not saying that all content writers scoff at the idea of selling. I'm just saying that having a positive and confident attitude towards selling is more important when it comes to copywriting so that you can ultimately use it for the greater good. All right, number 4, the experience. In terms of the core process, both copywriters and content writers need to do research, create drafts and outlines, and invest a lot of time into becoming a specialized and experienced writer. But let's talk about the obvious differentiator here, the deliverables themselves. Content writers produce blog posts, educational emails, long-form social media posts, and content video scripts. As a content writer, you might be asked to come up with, say, 20 different articles or content ideas that stand alone as individual pieces, where the goal is to increase likes, shares, comments, and conversations on each piece. Then you might be responsible for editing and refining and maybe even updating your articles along the way to see how they impact that engagement. Copywriters, on the other hand, produce sales emails, landing pages, marketing and webinar scripts, and ads. As a copywriter, you might be asked to write every single one of these pieces as part of a single marketing campaign or launch. And they need to fit together strategically to guide the user through the entire sales funnel from start to finish. You also may be expected to optimize these assets and how they fit together to boost overall conversion rates. As you can see, the experience and expectations of content writers versus copywriters is wildly different. So use this as an invitation to do a little digging and see which one feels more fun for you. If you're just starting out, start writing both content and copy assets. Then you'll know better if copywriting is something you want to explore, or if starting in content writing first is a better path for you. At the end of the day, I want to assure you that copywriting is absolutely possible and accessible for anyone with the right amount of interest and determination. And it can be fun, playful, creative, and lucrative, which brings me to factor number 5, the money. Yep, the big question on everyone's mind, I'm sure. What is the difference between copywriting and content writing when it comes to those paychecks? While you can absolutely make a great living content writing, copywriters do get paid more in general, and this is because they play a direct role in facilitating sales and revenue in an organization. Whereas content writers can typically only charge a flat rate based on article, word count, or monthly deliverables, experienced copywriters are able to charge more per project, lock in higher monthly retainers, and even earn a commission on sales. Content writers charge squarely based on hours spent or specific deliverables, so it's very much a trading time for dollars gig. Copywriters often need to start here as well, but they make more dollars in the same amount of time. And there is a lot more opportunity for growth and income as companies tend to price copy based on the overall value and impact on the bottom line. It takes time to develop a brand voice and skill to create conversions. So once a company finds a copywriter they love to work with, they do not want to let them go. Copywriting allows you to scale to 6 figures and beyond the more experienced you become. So if you want to learn how to go from a $100 side hustle to a $10,000 a month writing business, you can watch that video next right here. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing. Give me a thumbs up below if you found this video helpful, and I will be back next week with a brand new tutorial. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. Truly, woo, that's a big sentence.